Welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel, everyone. Rich is making another video on XRP today, as usual. I therefore hope that everyone is enjoying their day today. No matter where you are in the vast planet, we will discuss XRP. Here is the one-day chart once more. Right now, we are at $229. We ran up to $2.34 earlier today. Even though these run-ups always seem to occur in the middle of the night, XRP is still looking great right now, just waiting for a breakout of some kind. If you look at Bitcoin, when it drops down, XRP doesn't really follow it all the way to the bottom. Instead, it tends to start gaining traction before slowly rising again. However, we continue to follow Bitcoin for the most part, but there is still one more significant surge for the cryptocurrency. You know, people believe that Bitcoin is done. I heard someone remark earlier today that it will definitely surpass $100,000 and that the old season will begin after that. I continue to believe that it will be a utility run. XRP is ready, according to analysts, but it is pleading for volume to come in. Thus, they are arguing that the buying and selling pressures are roughly equal. So that's why you get the side lateral volatility. And they're waiting for some genuine momentum to show up that's going to propel the price of XRP upward. Does that come from cryptocurrency in the form of ETFs? 87 out of 19. I believe there are actually 17 XRP ETFs that are awaiting decision dates. Bitwise Spot, May 18th. Shares of Grayscale, 21st, 21. May 22nd. Franklin Templeton and Canary Capital Wisdom Tree coin shares are all in October, although it could happen sooner. We don't actually need to wait till that day arrives, since Atkins could approve all of these ETFs if he truly wants to get things moving. That may be the impetus we're waiting for XRP. And everyone is expecting it, because they believe it will give us a spike to above $10. However, even in a normal run, XRP is already expected to reach above $10, so I believe the ETFs will just drive XRP higher. According to a Bloomberg analyst, there will be no XRP ETF on April 30th. Thus, based on the article's background and the rumor's source, an old regulatory filing dated April 15th was misinterpreted, leading to the initial false information speculations that ProShares would introduce XRP ETFs on April 30th. Unverified reports were disseminated by a number of media sources and social media platforms, leading to substantial uncertainty within the cryptocurrency community. Official explanations. James Cipher, a Bloomberg ETF analyst, stated that the ProShares XRP ETFs do not yet have a formal debut date. Furthermore, a ProShares representative said, "At this time, we have no additional news to share, and ProShares does not have any ETF launches scheduled for Wednesday, April 30th. Therefore, why did the price of XRP not drop if the ETF is not scheduled to launch on April 30th? Since everyone asked, what's fueling the rise? In XRP is the expectation that this ETF will go live. I believe that either this information is incorrect or that the ETF will go live because I see many other people claiming that this isn't true, and I don't know for sure. We will now wait until April 30th arrives, but the market is not indicating that an ETF will not be available on that date. That is what we currently know. Experts predict that $1,000 could become a reality at this point. Another individual is requesting $1,000 in XRP. The CEO of CryptoGuard, a business that provides cryptocurrency investors with an AI-powered security solution, made an audacious prediction about XRP that, if realized, could result in life-altering wealth for long-term investors. Matty Brennan stated in the inaugural episode of his podcast, Ask Matty Show, that he believes XRP will reach a price of up to $1,000 per token in the upcoming 10 years. Given what is now happening with XRP, you can see that this is a highly attainable figure. Tokenization is the first example. Then you have the central bank digital currencies that are about ready to go live, and they will be enormous cross-border payments. ISO is with you. XRP has a lot of elements. Because of this, I believe that $1,000 per XRP is probably achievable in the next 2 years. People are predicting that by this time next year, we will have surpassed $100. When I say, let's wait and see, but everything I'm seeing for XRP right now is super bullish as well, I always prefer to be the one saying that. There will be more usefulness soon. Just posted Ripple XRP buyback, confirmed 990 per XRP for 50 billion tokens. Now this is utter BS. And they published a complete post on this. I couldn't even believe it when I seen this. There is no repurchase from Ripple for your XRP. This entire article looks like a big hoax. You know, the only thing Ripple was buying back were those pre-IPO shares that Link2 held. They're not buying back your XRP. And you know there's a lot of scams out there that go in line with this entire article. And that's why I wanted to clear it up. But I can't even believe this article dropped today. This is something that people have been talking about for years. And it was BS then. And it's definitely BS today. So take that with a grain of salt because that article don't mean, and this is from Decent Wallets. And I was hoping they would put something out. I even questioned them about this. In light of the latest reports surrounding the XRP ledger, we would want to reassure our users JS vulnerability. A good wallet is not impacted by the alleged backdoor bug and does not use the XRP ledger.js library from NTM-MPM. Your funds stay safe and secure with Decent if you're utilizing a good biometric hardware wallet, where your private keys are created and safely stored inside a secure Element SE chip. Please contact us if you have any more queries. We appreciate your faith in Decent. Since many of you have purchased a respectable wallet via my affiliate link, I wanted to reassure you all that your cryptocurrency is secure. I take that very seriously. As you are aware, I was extremely selective about even having a wallet company associate. Before I even made the decision to become an affiliate with Decent Report Support, I spoke with them to make sure I could get in touch with someone. This is important because you want to be able to talk to someone when you're having issues. I also wanted to feel out their support, and they have excellent support, and I wanted to reassure you that your cryptocurrency is safe. Have you ever wondered why the price of XRP seems to be stagnating, despite all the adoption stories and major headlines that are circulating? Perhaps there is an unseen force at work. I will play only a portion of this clip. Please listen to it. There are two sides to the growth of dark pools in cryptocurrency. These dark pools, which I think are real, can conceal bullish momentum in the short term, suppressing price action. But over time, they create the ideal setup: invisible accumulation, shrinking supply, and then the dam breaks, causing an explosive move to the upside for which few people are ready. Institutional investors can execute huge orders away from public exchanges using dark trading pools, which are secret trading venues that minimize market influence and maintain secrecy. The trading volume on the XRP ledger DEX over $400 million in the last month, and you'll observe that the price of XRP doesn't change when it does. It's similar to when you see all of this activity: 29 million XRP moved today, 100 million moved today, but the price doesn't change. Therefore, even if this is taking place behind the scenes, XRP is being removed from the market and circulation, which will eventually cause supply and demand to decline. However, you can see how black poles are used. Cheaper fees and faster trading, less influence on the cost, reduced transparency, more liquidity, lower devaluation risk. However, as you are aware, Ripple has been selling to organizations. They're even attempting to lift the injunction so they can keep selling the institutions. I still believe that a large portion of that escrow will vanish quickly when it does. The IMF, BIS, and other central banks will also receive a portion of that escrow. Additionally, a large portion of XRP will end up in the hands of institutions because, even if the price increases, retailers will continue to sell, and these institutions will continue to buy and lock it away. People often assume that institutions behave like retail investors and don't care if the price increases because they are using the cryptocurrency for its intended purpose, which is sending money across borders, and so on. After partnering with Hidden Road, Ripple is looking at a $16 trillion market. So we know that the acquisition was significant because Hidden Road manages more than $3 trillion in transactions annually for 300 institutional clients, and they anticipate that to double. That's only the beginning, according to Monica Long. Although she anticipates significant progress, Johnny Dion discusses the significance of this acquisition and Ripple custody. He therefore believes that the next step for Ripple will be to develop tokenization as a service. By 2030, that market is worth $16 trillion, but I believe it will happen far sooner. Even the World Economic Forum estimates that the market would reach $867 trillion by 2030. So 16, I believe that will happen as soon as laws are put in place. Assets will be tokenized by everyone. Assets will be tokenized by retail. People will tokenize a variety of things, but I think this is the direction Ripple is taking. They want to fully commit to tokenization, and you see Archax already discussing adding $30 to $50 trillion to the XRP ledger. You have something valuable that you want to tokenize. I saw someone mention the other day that they have a huge collection of vintage baseball cards from the 1950s and 1960s, and they want to turn them into a tokenized asset as soon as possible, so that other people can invest into that portfolio of cards. Just them and a lot of other businesses are interested in following in their footsteps. We are only just beginning to see where XRP is headed, but for now we're kind of moving sideways at $229. I'm just waiting to see where we go from here. I believe the market would reflect that if that ETF had been cancelled for the 30th, and perhaps the market isn't rising because of that ETF. Perhaps there's something else going on. After all, everyone is constantly thrilled about XRP. Perhaps more people are just preparing themselves because the SEC will eventually announce that the Ripple versus SEC lawsuit is concluded. That will be a very significant day as well. Until then, though, remain optimistic and patient, and let's all get rich together. Having stated that, I'm going to end this video and thank everyone for watching. I hope to see you all in the future one. Enjoy your evening.